Hello knitting friends, this classic chevron stitch knits up beautifully for a baby blanket. Think of all the beautiful colors you can choose for this classic striped blanket. It knits up really fast and will be the perfect gift for that next little precious one in your life. It really only involves the knit and purl stitch, a couple increase and decrease stitches, which are very easy to learn, and we'll show you exactly how to do that in my video. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up. You'll be notified of all future videos on knitting tips and tutorials and fun creative patterns, including this beautiful blanket. So let's take a look at this wonderful chevron stitch. Hello, welcome back to Jack Knits, and we're going to talk about the chevron stitch today and how to do that stitch. So I'm going to first show you exactly how to do that stitch. It's basically a combination of increase and decrease stitches throughout the pattern. Then when I'm done with that, I will show you how to make this, use the chevron stitch to make this beautiful baby blanket with the specifics, instructions on how to do that. So let's take a look at this chevron stitch first. So to complete this chevron stitch, I'm going to start with my garter stitch border, which is going to be 3 stitches, 3 knit stitches. I'm going to do that at the beginning and end of each row. Then my very first stitch for this chevron pattern is going to be a decrease, and I'm going to use the slip knit decrease stitch for this first decrease, which means slipping the first stitch as if to knit, slipping another stitch as if to knit, then transferring those stitches to my left hand needle, but don't take this right hand needle out of there, because now I'm going to knit those 2 stitches through the back loop. And that is my slip knit stitch. If you need full explanation on these decrease stitches, there will be a link in the description below on how to do the slip knit and the knit 2 together, which we will do at the end of the row. Okay, then the next stretch of stitches is going to be 9 knit stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 9 knit stitches. And now we're going to do a increase stitch. So we're going to do that with a knit in the front and the back. So let's knit the stitch in the front like we normally would. Then before you take it off the needle, now insert the needle into the back loop and knit a stitch that way. And now you can take it off the needle. So now basically I've turned 1 stitch into 2 stitch, which is an increase. Okay, so now is going to start my repeat section that I'm going to follow throughout the rest of the row. And my repeat stitches start with the same increase we just did, which is a knit in the front and the back. So let's do a knit in the front and knit in the back of the stitch for another increase stitch. And then we're going to knit another 9 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 stitches, 9 knit stitches, and now we're going to do a double decrease stitch. So to do that, the decrease stitches are always in the valleys of my knitting. My increase stitches are always in the peaks of my knitting for this chevron stitch. So for my decrease, I am going to slip 1 stitch as if to knit, slip it. Then I'm going to knit these 2 stitches together, knit those 2 together, just like so. And now take that slip stitch and pass it over that knit 2 together stitch you just completed. Pass it over that stitch and take it off the needle. So now I've decreased 2 stitches in that decrease stitch. Now I'm going to knit 9 again. Okay, now I'm at the peak in my chevron stitch, so that means I have to do another increase. So I'm going to do a knit in the front and back again. Knit in the front and knit in the back. And that ends my repeat section. If you were doing a nice long or wide blanket, you would complete that section again and again till you end up with only 15 stitches on your needle, or basically a half of a V section. So to finish your row, you will finish with a knit in front and back. Again, knit in front and the back for another increase, then knit 9 again, end with a decrease stitch, and this time it's going to be a knit 2 together. So I'm going to knit those 2 stitches together and then end with my knit 3, which is going to be my border. And that is row 1 of your 2-row repeat for the chevron pattern. Now the second row is very, very simple. There's nothing fancy about row 2. We're just going to start by knitting 3 for our border. 1, 2, 3, and now the entire row will be just purl. So purl all the way to the end, except for those last 3 stitches, which we will knit. And we will end with those 3 knit stitches. All right, and that is basically the 2-row pattern that you will do for this chevron stitch. Very simple. Now, if you wanted to incorporate that chevron stitch into a baby blanket, your first 6 rows of knitting for this nice little garter stitch ending will be just knit stitches. So knit for 6 rows, then do that chevron stitch repeat pattern for the 2-row repeat for as long as you want for your blanket, end with another 6 garter stitches, so knitting all rows, then bind off, and you've got your finished blanket. So I hope you make this beautiful thing. If you do, comment below and let me know about how this went. And thanks for watching. I hope you found this helpful. Happy knitting, everyone.